Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
We are poised to check the influx of substandard products into the country and will not relent in our efforts to protect consumers from such products. Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Osita Bolma, assures Nigerians as the agency impounds substandard electric cables in Lagos valued at millions of naira. A conscious strategy to educate more Nigerians on the activities of the Standards Organization of Nigeria continues as the SON concludes exercise in the southeast. A warm welcome to Standard and You, your program. Yes, our program, an authoritative platform provided by the Standards Organization of Nigeria to promote product safety and quality. I am Ifoma Okonko, and as always, my pleasure to bring the program to you.
Standard Organization of Nigeria is one of the federal government setups that I so much admire, and I think that they need to be encouraged and be supported, and that is why we here in Imo State, the traditional institution, we are doing our best to support them, to partner with them, to make sure that the messages that they have truly get out to the public and that they are assimilated and that people, put them into practice every day.
Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
You're watching Standard and You, reaching you at this time on this station every Monday. Substandard electric cables were impounded by the Standards Organization of Nigeria during the week in Apapa, Lagos. The seizure, intercepted by the officials of the SON, has a street value of over 50 million naira. Please take a look.
Apart from regular product check through unscheduled visits to the markets, the SON conducts random visits to warehouses and monitoring of goods in and out of the country. It's a task that the agency is committed to check the distribution of substandard products in Nigeria. It is in line with this objective that the SON intercepted this 12-feet container loaded with substandard electric cables. It was during a routine port inspection at Apapa in Lagos, from where samples were taken to the agency's laboratory in Ogba to ascertain the quality of the seizure. Upon laboratory analysis, some of the cables passed the critical parameters, while some others failed the various tests.
We saw the container and checked the content of this container, carried out examination, discovered that the container was carrying electric cables. And when we took samples and sent to the laboratory, we discovered that some of the samples failed the safety and performance tests. And some of them passed. Those that passed, we checked the marking requirements. They were not adequately complied with. So those that passed the safety and performance requirements but failed the marking requirements, we asked them to do what we call the corrective actions on them under our supervision. So we have done that, and you can see the corrected cables with the corrective action, where they now show the country of origin, the brand name of the cable, the size, length, and the name of the importer. So these are the things that we have, made sure that they have done as far as marking is concerned for identification, proper identification, and also traceability. So we are satisfied with this because the cable is passed the safety and performance tests carried out in our laboratory. But the other case where the samples failed the safety test and performance test, these are products we must destroy. We must destroy these products because they have failed the safety test, they have failed the performance test. These are products we cannot afford to allow people to use in their homes because of the potential hazards. These are products that can cause loss of lives and property. These are products that can burn down houses, especially sometimes you leave your house and go to work, or you sleep in your house and you discover that the house is burning because of all these substandard cables.
For officials of the agency, the message is clear. Importers of goods must deal on genuine and standard products or risk total destruction of such products when impounded and confirmed to be fake and substandard. This, according to Director of Inspectorate and Compliance, Engineer Obiora Manafa, has become imperative in view of negative implications such goods have on the economy.
Conductor resistance is very important, and when this conductor resistance is very high, it can cause the fire, it can cause a lot of hazards in the home. So these are products like the 16 mm, we have 940 coils of the 16 mm we are going to destroy. The 1.5 is 825 coils we are going to destroy. Then we have the 10 mm, that's 54 coils. So these are the products, failed products, which we are going to destroy. I want to show the world that these products can never be allowed into the Nigerian market, can never be allowed into Nigerian homes. We cannot allow them to be used by anybody because we don't know. It can be you, it can be your brother, it can be your sister, it can be your relation, buying these things in the market. And when they use it, you will get your houses burned and people will die, So these are the things Standards Organization of Nigeria will not allow, and we are fighting against this importation of substandard products.
Manafa was emphatic when he assured consumers of goods in the country of the agency's commitment to check the distribution of substandard products in Nigeria by those he described as unpatriotic and greedy elements who do not mean well for Nigeria. Engineer Manafa appealed to Nigerians to always report such illegal businessmen to the Standards Organization of Nigeria and always resist the temptation to patronize sellers, dealers, importers and manufacturers of fake and substandard products in the country.
So we are appealing to Nigerians, please do the right thing. The standard is there. The standard for cables, they are there. So whenever you want to import, please look for the standard. Make sure that your manufacturers comply with the requirements of the standard. Okay, it's very, very important. You can see the loss the importer is encountering now. Also, what's the benefit? Why can't the importer do the right thing, import the right thing, and nobody will disturb him? But look at the loss, the money involved. He used money to buy all these things, hard currency, and now we are going to burn them. It's not right. It's a loss to the economy, it's a loss to the importer, it's a loss to everybody. We are not happy about this. So people should please do the right thing, comply with the standards, for the benefit of all Nigerians.
He said the SON will continue to intensify efforts to tackle the menace of fake and substandard products in Nigeria.
Automation of our processes started about 2 years ago to improve our services, our reach and accessibility, so that we'll be able to reduce human interface as much as possible in order to reduce rent-seeking or what you call corruption or bribe.
Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
In case you've just joined us, the program is Standard and New. More and more people are being empowered with basic information on the activities of the Standards Organization of Nigeria. The SON took its sensitization to Bayelsa, EBONYI, Edo and Kaduna states. Here are details of the strategic nationwide exercise by the agency.
It was a clear message of standardization and quality assurance, one aimed at providing consumers with requisite knowledge on the imperatives of standards. The objective is to enable consumers make informed decisions whenever they purchase goods by insisting on quality and get value for every kobo spent. For the Standards Organization of Nigeria, this sensitization across locations in the country is part of strategies to deal with the menace of fake and substandard goods and engender a culture of quality in Nigerians.
SON cannot fight the war on substandard goods alone. We need the buy-in of members of the public to work with us to keep our country safe. We also need continual feedback from you on the impact of our services in your lives or how we can improve our processes. So I will employ members of the public and most dependable stakeholders to work with us to say something whenever they are dissatisfied, and to be quality vanguards.
In Bayelsa, emphasis was on the SON's good governance and anti-bribery standard, where participants were exposed to the provisions of the standards. According to representative of the Director General of the SON, the essence of the whole exercise is to stem the tide of corruption that has continued to threaten the nation's socio-economic prosperity.
We are trying to educate people on a corporate standard guidelines on anti-corruption and good governance. Standard organization has standard on everything you can think about. Everything. The seat you are sitting right now, we have standard on it. The curtain you are seeing, even include all this light, everything, we have standard on that. So not only that, we also have standard on how to conduct how to conduct yourself in your company, your private company. How to conduct yourself in your company, how to conduct yourself in your business, how to behave even in your house. We have standard on. And the only way you can have good governance is when you have a guide, isn't it? Because without guide, there will be no order. Without standard, there will be confusion. How to conduct yourself in your company, how to conduct yourself in your business, how to behave even in your house. We have standard on that. And the only way you can have good governance is when you have a guide, isn't it? Because without guide, there will be no order. Without standard, there will be confusion.
For the Commissioner of Trade and Business Development, Bayelsa State, the sensitization by the SON is apt, rich, and provides valuable ingredients to fight corrupt practices in organizations.
The state government need their presence, and their presence will further strengthen the standard of businesses and products in the state. So the state government is fully in support and collaborating with them. I think my office, we are going to open our doors to have collaborative syndicate meetings and see how we work together to ensure that Bayelsa will have a standard, so that we don't be part of those states that are experiencing the menace of collapsing of buildings and other substandard products. So we are very much in support of them.
He praised the foresight and dedication of the SON aimed at engendering a positive mindset in Nigerians to tackling corruption in our society. Some participants at the event bared their minds on the exercise.
Honestly, the sensation is an eye-opener to many participants that are here today. It has gone to the extent of telling us what it really takes to maintain good governance. Now, for good governance to thrive in our society, every establishment, both public and private, should have standards in their activities.
I just want to thank SON for bringing this program to us. Number one, that's made us to really know what SON is all about. Initially, we were thinking SON was only about products, but now they've come to tell us about benefits of good governance. I think that's a good one for us to know. So I think, and also with that, we'll be able to use the standards to develop our management systems. I think that's a good one for us, because the focus of getting standards in our management system will enable us grow our businesses.
The sensitization train later moved to Abakaliki, EBONYI, and Edo states, where participants at a forum examined the benefits of agricultural produce. The focus was on how farmers can produce, preserve, and package their goods in line with best practices to take advantage of the local and global markets.
The product that needs to be exported has to be of standard. You don't just carry anything out or to the market. So there has to be compliance to the standard, which of course is part of what we are doing. We are sensitizing all the stakeholders, the farmers, how after harvest, how they can preserve, store, then handle, and of course comply to the relevant standard for particular product they are producing.
The volume of farm produce being rejected at the global market has remained a source of worry to government, a development which officials of the SON believe can be reversed for the overall benefit of all, especially local farmers.
SON, Standard Organization of Nigeria, has given us light, and they were able to identify most of the difficulties where the farmers are facing.
Those who spoke to Standard and You said people make mistakes because of lack of information on the quality of goods. Such exercise, they urge, is critical and should be escalated to the grassroots to acquaint more people with basic knowledge on the dangers of fake and substandard products.
The Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, brings a new lease of life to Nigeria SMEs. SON has put a greater premium on developing standards to improve made in Nigeria products for export. We have developed more standards for products like sesame, cocoa, gari, and more, courtesy of our accredited state-of-the-art laboratories. In keeping with the federal government's ease of doing business, SON has simplified its processes and turned around time for SUNCAP, MANCAP, and other certification processes. SON has intensified market surveillance, raids, and seizures to reduce substandard products in circulation, and offenders shall be prosecuted. Join SON in ridding our nation of substandard products. If you see something, say something. Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving lives through standards.
The one thing that stands out in Nigeria is this Nigerian cable. If you don't use Nigerian cable, you use China cable, definitely you have problem. So SON has done that to every one of us in this country. Kudos to SON, because Nigerian cable goes outside to other countries of the world. So Standard Organization has done that for me and for you.
Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
Let's now join Alimot Osifo in our feedback corner to treat your messages. Over to you, Alimot.
Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
Welcome to the feedback segment of the program. I am Halimot Osifo. Inferior, low quality, unacceptable, damaged, dangerous, inadequate. These words are used to describe substandard products. Substandard products pose great threats to not just public health and safety, consumer satisfaction, but also the economy. As the federal government agency vested with the responsibility of protecting Nigerians from fake and substandard products, the Standards Organization of Nigeria will stop at nothing in ensuring only quality products are available in our markets. Mind you, we have a mandate established by law, SON Act No. 14, 2015, which provides powers to prosecute and jail purveyors of fake and substandard products across the country. Not just that, SON has powers to seize, destroy substandard products, and also seal off premises where such defective products are stored, manufactured, or sold. You are advised to say no to substandard products, as the SON now has stiffer penalty for offenders. Now let's take a look at some of the messages we received last week. Simon Jekali from FCT says, what is SON doing about substandard road construction in the country? All right, there are standards available for all materials from road construction like buildings. The Nigerian Building and Road Research Institute, NBRRI, under the Federal Ministry of Science and Technology, is responsible for researching and developing road and building materials for the Nigerian building industry. The regulation is carried out by the federal and state ministries of works and their agencies, while personnel regulations are carried out by various professional institutes. Okay, Amos from Abuja says, what is the Standards Organization of Nigeria doing in ensuring standard bakeries, especially in rural areas? All right, SON, in collaboration with NAFDAC and other stakeholders, have developed requisite standards for pastries. However, NAFDAC is responsible for the regulation of bakeries, while SON certifies the bread and pastries under the Mandatory Conformity Assessment Program, MANCAP, for all locally made products. Moses from Wari says, I love this program and I want to learn more. Thank you so much, Moses. Keep watching. Bankole Idowu from Ibadan says, why is it that prices of SON certified products are higher than non-certified ones? Really, certification has nothing to do with pricing. but rather guaranteeing the quality of products as meeting the minimum requirements of relevant standards. And that concludes this week's episode of the program Standard and You. For any question, complaints, or suggestion, you can send in your messages to the number 0705-972-4455. Follow us on Facebook at Standard and You, Instagram and Twitter at Standard and You _. Remember, we have a vibrant YouTube channel where you can watch previous episodes online at youtube.com/Standard and You. Don't just view, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. From the entire production crew, good evening.